Welcome to the channel. This is Go Ready and welcome to the Porsche eSports Challenge USA. It is round number 3 tonight. We are at Watkins Glen in the Porsche Taycan, and I am trying to race to get into that top 12 so they'll send me to Indianapolis, Indiana and race for $15,000. Can I get there? Stick around and find out. All right, head on over to sport mode and then jump here into the Porsche eSports Challenge USA. And let's look at the point rankings. There I am, first in Louisiana, 21st in the USA. Need to get down into 12th to make it. That's 9 slots. Right now, that's a lot of fast guys to overtake. Heck, I'm tied with Mr. MCA, who we all know is super quick. So I definitely have my work cut out for me. I really need a 300 plus score, and with only this race at Watkins Glen and then another one at the Daytona Road Course in the 962C, I definitely have to put my head down and try and put something big on the board, and this race is one of those chances. Lobby opens up, and it is a second split race. Top split must be chock full of folks, but we still have some really good drivers here in this second split. So I need to put down a banger of a qualifier to try and get a good start for this race. And when I look in my rearview mirror as I start my final qualifying lap of the qualifying session, I have got a mirror full of Harmonic, who I know by looking at the time trial times was pretty darn fast. Like, of all the people that had to be behind me. But I can't let it bother me. It's not my problem. I'm the one out front, so I'm just going to try and put in the best lap I can. Now, if I had put in a really good lap and was pretty sure I wasn't going to put in something better here, I'd let him slide on by. But you know what? I really need to move up the grids. I'm sitting in P11 on a 158.687. I know I can do a lot better, and as I go through that first sector, I'm almost 2/10 up on my previous best time. So just got to kind of ignore Harmonic behind me there and just focus on the apexes. So get on the throttle there, coming out that long right-hander. Going to get on the brakes right there just after the Coca-Cola board. Let it slide down to the inside, kind of double apexes corner a little bit. Actually, it was a little bit off of my normal line, and once again had my rearview mirror full of that white Taycan behind me. Gonna, again, kind of double apex this one as well, trying to stay along that line where the rubber has been laid down on the track. Look in the rear view there, I see he's right on my bumper, but I'm gonna brake right here right after the 300 board, just standing on the brakes, get it to the apex, get right back on the throttle, roll it in, as this car had his tendency to spin up its tires coming out of that corner. You could lose some time if you got too loose coming out of there. So again, just softly, gently putting it in on that apex, rolling on the throttle, coming out the other side. I see that I'm almost 6/10 up on my last time. Could possibly be a 157, which is what I was really aiming for on this qualifying session. And just took that one a little too cautiously. Could have gotten on the brakes a little bit later there. Lost a little bit of time coming out of that final corner. But as I crossed the finish line, I put in a 158.1. So I was pretty darn pleased with that, and that gives me a qualifying of 6th position here in the second split. So the race gets underway, and you can see right there the beautiful black and blue livery that was put together to me by Brigsby Racing, and I'll link that above so you can check out his channel if you like. Thank you, Brigsby, for the very nice livery. I thoroughly enjoyed it, sir. So race gets started. Again, the goal always, do not kill the man in front of you in turn 1. And I take it pretty nicely there, getting onto the apex. Didn't brake too late, didn't brake too early. Probably got on the gas just a hair early as these tires are still a little bit cold. And I didn't want to do anything too silly to start the race because I can slowly catch my way back up if I need to. Taking it easy through the S turns, and you can see I'm starting to build up a little bit of momentum, catching back up to Apple Pop there in P5, and get on the brakes there before the 500 board and try and ease off of them as you get into the chicane, then roll back onto the throttle quickly as you come out the other side. You see just cutting all of the curbing as much as you can. You gotta keep some tires on the curbing though. If you go off too deep into the grass, you would get a penalty there. And then you want a backside coming out of that corner and then lay it down into this one. This is probably, to me, one of the harder corners on the course. Sometimes it seemed like you got caught out and would just slide off the track. And so it would be imperative to stay on. Now look at the brakes there. You want to not over brake, staying on the ABS portion of the brake, trying to brake a little bit lighter. Of course, I'm trying to keep up with this fast group in front of me, so I pegged out the brakes a little too much there. And then again right here. So watch the tires as they light up from the heat, from just over braking the car. You don't want that to happen. It's a 4X tire race, which doesn't sound like a lot, especially on sport hard tires, but this is a 5,800 pound car or so. I don't remember what the exact pound or kilograms were, but it is a heavy girl, and it is easy to scorch these tires and wear them out early. So again, trying to stay light on that brake pedal, trying not to use the full braking if I can avoid it. You see there, I just barely nicked the top there of the braking meter. As again, trying to push to catch up to these guys. So we're going to have another shot here on the S's at the beginning here of Watkins Glen. Get on the throttle there nice and early. It was a pretty good corner, a pretty good T1 for me there. A good chance for me to catch back up to this battle for P3 in front of me. A three-way car battle. Super exciting. As I come through the S's, you see that little battle's costing them a little bit of time as I'm able to pick up 7/10. Now dropping down towards that 6/10 range as I'm into the slipstream, and we're going to get into the braking zone. I want to brake early here and then ease off the brakes. You see, I did light up those tires a little bit. That's not really what I want to do, but man almighty, to keep up with some of these fast guys, sometimes you feel like you need to, and really what you need to do is just learn how to modulate that brake earlier. And it's almost like if you press the brake and just kind of hold it there and see if you can get the car to stop at a stop sign without pressing it hard or releasing it. That's kind of what you're trying to do here. Just ease on those brakes. Now, Apple Pop makes a mistake there, gets a half-second penalty. So, man, I'm licking my chops thinking, all right, I might get a free pass here on lap 2, move up into P5. So I got to stay on Apple Pop's rear end as we head towards this penalty zone. He serves his penalty. I look to the inside to pass him, but just can't get it done. Make the smart life choice, folks, and pull out right there. As if I would have sent it down the inside, I'm pretty certain we would have bent some sheet metal going into that right-hander. Wouldn't have worked out for either of us. So better to just stick back here, get back into the slipstream, and live to fight another day. As we are early in this race, only on lap 2 of 10, and you never know what's going to happen. These cars, very hard to drive. You know, the brakes are super weak. You have to brake very early. And I don't know so much the brakes are super weak, but the cars are so heavy. We really got to brake early. Of course, we're on sports hard tires, so that doesn't help much either. On to lap number 3. Apple Pop just missing the barricade there as he comes through the chicane, looking for every inch of track, every advantage, so he can try and run down Super Chicken here on lap 3. Maybe possibly get by him as we head down past the Coca-Cola sign into this left-hander. Super Chicken just too late on the brakes. Maybe a little bit of pressure there from Pop causing that. And I pick up my first Gretty pass of the race. I will absolutely take it. Now, I saw Super Chicken's time trial as well as his qualifying lap here. And, well, I know Super Chicken's going to be back to see Gretty later on in the race because he's not going to stay back there for too long. So on to lap number 5. Again, here we are at turn 1 trying to get it on that apex. Apple Pop goes wide, goes off of the curbing, which means a penalty. As you see it right there popping above his head, giving myself another chance to maybe make something happen at the penalty zone. So I need to suck Pop back in. I got to get closer. Got to push a little bit harder, but you can't push too hard in this car because you'll make those mistakes. So getting on the brakes again before the 500 board. Got to have a good chicane. Ease off the brakes. Get back on the throttle. Nice narrow chicane. Good line through there. Now, I got to ease on the brakes here heading through this corner. Don't want to upset the car too much. Don't want to transfer the weight too much. Back on the throttle within now 5/10. So looking good. If he serves his penalty, I might be able to get by him. He goes a little bit deep into the left-hander, but so do I. And then he gets on the gas really nice and early there. Able to pull back a couple tenths on me. So I need to have a good right-hander, a good uphill right-hander here. A steep up incline. Got to get on the gas really early. fight that car all the way up the hills. We get to the penalty zone. I'm close enough to make a move, go down the inside, and I figure, well, he's probably going to try and get the switchback here, so brake as late as possible and stick it on the apex. You see the tires smoking there as I go through the right-hander. Now I've got Apple Pop to the right-hand side as I go into the left-hander. Give him as little room as I can, but still give him room. Put it on the apex. He doesn't have anywhere to go for the switchback. Make the move stick after the penalty zone. So good job there by yours truly. Apple Pop still trying to find somewhere to get by me there as I got him and Super Chicken all over the back bumper of my Porsche Taycan with my big wang. I don't know, I think maybe Pop and Super Chicken needed a bigger wang and wanted to get old Coke ready through those turns. But, you know, they could catch me on the straight as Pop gets into my rear bumper there heading into turn one, pushes me a little bit wide. Luckily, I'm able to stay on track, don't get a penalty, and then Super Chicken gets the undercut on Pop. Then Pop comes back around the left side of Super Chicken. As I go through the S's, I'm able to take the correct racing line, allowing me to pull a little bit of gap on those two fast guys behind me. And now able to pull 7/10, almost 8/10 before the braking zone here on lap 6. Go through the chicane pretty good. Could carry just a little bit more speed through there, but all things considered, not too bad. Hoping that Apple Pop and Super Chicken will get in a nice big battle behind me. Maybe let me to pull out some more gap on them. So on to lap number 8. Super Chicken has held his position in front of Pop, put a little bit of gap on him. I'm holding the 4/10 lead on Super Chicken. And like I said earlier, I know he's going to keep coming. He's a fast guy. He's put in some really good lap times here at Watkins Glen in this Porsche Taycan. Again, this car, not easy to drive. Got to be so balanced, and you really got to think out your turning, your braking. As I move over the right there, get a little bit out of the slipstream there as I head down the chicane. Brake too late. I think that braking of the slipstream thing messed my timing up a little bit there as I overbroke for the corner, allowing Super Chicken to get right back on that rear bumper as we go down in the right-hander. Now, imperative not to go out wide here and give them a chance to get underneath you on that corner, cause you to, you know, alter your racing line. So I was able to do that pretty well. So fast forward on to lap number 9, head down into turn 1 once again. Only 2 more chances to go through that turn 1 to mess it up and get a penalty. So now only 1 as I got through there without any problems. Super Chicken having a really nice turn 1 S corners as he is getting now within a few tenths of me, but I gave it up a little bit on the entry there to be able to get on the gas early and have a good exit, and that is paying off for me as I'm pulling away from him even though he's in my slipstream, but make another mistake into the chicane on the brakes too late. Have to overslow the car, but I keep it nice and narrow so Super Chicken can't get his car underneath me on the right-hander coming out of the chicane. Do a good job there, but I see he's got a run on me coming out of the right-hander, so I'm going to keep it over to the left side, make him go around the long way. Brake, he gets off my right rear quarter panel, just kind of, I think he just overbroke himself. He just broke too late there and just nicked my quarter panel, didn't have anywhere to go and just couldn't stop the car in time. And he runs himself again off the track in that left-hander. So on to the final lap, last few turns, just got to get through here without getting a penalty as Apple Pop only 1.1 seconds behind me. Head down through the last few corners here at Watkins Glen from P6 all the way up to P4 in this second split Porsche eSports Challenge USA. It's a top 5 finish for Greta here. Gonna pick up some good points. Got my fingers crossed, hoping for something close to 300. And as the lobby opens up, we look over here, get 259, not bad, close to my best so far. So, you know, I was hoping for more, but we are gonna take it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that action. Hope you enjoyed all the racing. And if you did, hit that like and or subscribe. Come back, check out some more. For myself, Go Greta, y'all have a great evening. DJ Clean, take us out of here.